the report very clearly says that there has been nothing as far as the remit of the committee was there. Because the committee's remit was not there, whether there was any accounting issues or not. That was not the part of the committee. The committee had 4 or 5 points of their remit and they have examined everything. And as far as ownership is concerned, they have very clearly said, and it gels very well what SEBI has already said, that they have written to 13 various jurisdictions for details, and those details are still awaited. So, except that point being clarified, almost everything has been clarified, and it is it is clear that no violation has been found as of now.
Mr. Gupta, I'll just read out one key part. This is about whether there was some sort of knowledge beforehand among speculators on what was about to transpire. I'm just quoting from the report itself. The ED has found intelligence about potentially violative and concerted selling by specific parties just ahead of the publication of the Hindenburg report, and this may lead to credible charges of concerted destabilization of the Indian markets, and SEBI ought to be probing such actions under security laws. How significant is this, sir?
Yeah, Vishnu, this is significant, but this was already known. The Hindenburg operation is like this only. What happens? The few bunch of investors are approached by Hindenburg, or vice versa. Bunch of investors approach Hindenburg, and they want Hindenburg to write a report. And that is after they have once their report is being written, and if they feel that the report is going to cause some sort of a turmoil, they take a position and then release the report. And in this case, the timing of the report was very, very important. So the idea was to cause maximum damage and get maximum benefit. But the issue there is that those short positions that were created, as of now, I am not clear whether they were created in Indian market or they were created in offshore jurisdiction. If they were created in Indian market, SEBI will certainly find out and SEBI jurisdiction will apply. But if they were created in offshore jurisdiction, SEBI has no role and SEBI cannot do anything. And in all likelihood, it was done in the offshore jurisdiction.
Mr. Gupta, a couple of other important points. That the Adani Group has taken steps to address the concerns of retail investors after this all transpired. So there is data to suggest, per that report, and I'm paraphrasing over here, not quoting directly, that retail investment exposure to Adani stocks has actually increased multifold after the 24th of January. In other words, this is an indicator of some sort of normalcy possibly returning to the Adani group of companies which have been exposed to the short sellers' efforts. And secondly, the report also clearly mentions that there have been mitigating measures which have been taken by the Adani group to build confidence in the stock, and that the stocks are stable now. Again, the fact that this affects lakhs of investors across the country, how significant is it that a Supreme Court report would address and make mention of efforts being made by the Adani Group to deal with this lack of confidence among investors?
See, I'll tell you, the lack of confidence was created or rather infused by a report. If that report was not there till that time, there was all the time confidence in Adani stock, as was seen by euphoria among investors when the investors were buying the shares. Now, the question is this, whether the share price were the correct price or not. I don't think anybody in the world can tell you what is the right price, because if that person knew what is the right price, he will be the richest person in the world. The issue here is this, the price of any equity share depends from million known factors and billion unknown factors. And especially in case of Adani, the issue was that Adani has given a track record of multiplying their turnover over a period of time, and all the business that they had planned, they were going to be the leaders in that business. Now with that, their position was very good. So shareholders did not buy the present, they bought the future. Unfortunately, Hindenburg report has not caused a temporary loss to the shareholder. it has caused a semi-permanent loss, not only to the investor but to the country, because all the plans of Adani have been shifted back for 2 3 years. So now Indian economy, which would have grown because of these progress in the project, is taking a backseat for at least 2 3 years in that respect of Adani project. Now we do not know whether somebody will set up those projects in a faster manner or not. I do not know, but it is a setback to the shareholder as well as to Adani because of a report. And if tomorrow we find that there was nothing in that report which merited any action, then probably it will be a bad thing that somebody sitting somewhere caused a loss to millions of shareholders and a promoter and Indian economy.